Hello. Am I audible? Can anyone please actually tell me in the chat box? Okay, cool. So we'll proceed. So my name is Pratiksha Prakash. Most of you know me, most of you not. So I'm a third year student from Electronics and Communication. So I welcome you all on behalf of Hack Club. We usually have this weekly meeting, we call it happy hour. It's an hour or two, and we discuss casually like about tech things and everything. It's mostly motivational and all that thing. So today we have two speakers. I'll not say speakers. I'll say most of our one is a pass out from our college itself, and second is still studying. So first of all, I like to call Amit, who is a mechanical pass out and is going to talk about robotic operating system development.
Hey, um, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So as you said, I passed out last year or graduated last year in mechanical engineering. So let me tell how I came upon ROS. So well, I joined a college after getting inspired by like so many people on Iron Man and Elon Musk and all that stuff. And so I was into robotics from first year. So till second year, I did some projects like simple rover, simple projects. And in third year, I did a drone project with Rafi, an autonomous project, but it was not successful. And by fourth year, for main project, I did an autonomous lawnmower. It had it uses a Raspberry Pi. It had a camera, a GPS, and ultrasonic sensors. So it was a complex system. So I thought, like, if we use a basic programming and stuff, that was not possible. So I researched into all that, what all we can use to build such a system, and then I came upon ROS. Like ROS stands for Robot Operating System. ROS is not like an operating system, but something like a middleware. Like even Boston Dynamics and Cleopatra Robotics. Like you have seen a recent video, like robots dancing and all. No? So they use this ROS system. And what can I say, like ROS is not for like simple. If you're doing simple projects, you do not need ROS actually. And I was asked to tell if who all can start into or look into ROS. Like if you're doing some simple projects like simple rovers or robotic projects, ROS is really not necessary. But if you're trying to do a complex project, like if you're trying to do like a Mars rover, like Rafi's team is doing, or any other complex project which requires multiple systems, multiple dependencies, and like many sensors, cameras, and we have to use everything together, then ROS is really helpful. Like if like ROS is like a message passing framework with simulation tools and debugging tools and stuff like that. So like ROS use a set of nodes. Like if normally um, we build a system or a robot like in one set of code, but in ROS we do that in nodes, like different set of code. So if you are doing in the normal way, like there will be a lot of message passing and it will be really chaotic. But ROS is a simple publisher subscriber type model, and it becomes easier, and it becomes a lot cleaner, and it becomes easier to debug and build stuff. So that is ROS. Like ROS is not really an operating system. And I have not seen many people who have tried using ROS. Like even Rafi is trying to get into ROS. Like why people are not doing ROS is that if you need to look into ROS, we need both hardware and software. Like if you are a software developer, you will not try to get into ROS because you will have to deal with some electronics and some hardware and stuff like that. And if you are like a mechanical engineer or an electrical engineer and is not interested in coding, you will not get into ROS. So ROS is a system for people who are a little serious about programming and is trying to build advanced systems which can be run on multiple devices at the same time like passing messages. Like I build a lawn mower, and it like I can see what is happening in my laptop, and I can send some processing, do some processing from my laptop and send it to the Raspberry Pi, and stuff like that. So you got anything what I said? എന്ത്
Yeah,
മനസ്സിലായോ?
Hamid, can you share details about your project, last year project?
Okay, okay. So for the final year, I did an autonomous lawn mower. So as the main brain, I used a Raspberry Pi for 4GB, and it had a Raspberry Pi camera, a GPS U-Block 7M GPS module, and a few ultrasonic sensors, and a motor shield for that Node MCU, and a few motors and cutter blade and so. So what I did was, I could have used simple GPS point-to-point navigation system to navigate the rover, but GPS is not so accurate. So if you're looking into a lawn mower as such, if it is not accurate, it'll come and cut your leg or something like that. It'll go somewhere if that GPS signal lock get lost or something like that. So I added a vision system in OpenCV, like a lawn detection system, and it can detect the edges of the lawn, and if uh, like if it goes near a stone or something like that, like the basic control will be navigation will be with a GPS module, but if it comes near a person or a stone or a wall or something like that, the control goes to the vision system, and vision system takes over, and it navigates around the obstacle, and then after that the control goes back to the GPS system, and it goes like that. And there is some path planning involved, and some close distance obstacle avoidance with ultrasonic sensors and all.
Okay. Yeah.
So, okay.
If you guys have any question, you can just unmute yourself and ask, or you can also ask in the chat box. No problem. Please don't hesitate. It's just a casual meeting. We're just talking. You can actually turn on your videos too if you want.
Anyone? Any freshers who really want to know about more about robotics or hardware?
So if anyone is really interested in building complex systems like maybe Iron Man or something like that, you can look into ROS. And if to start building or using ROS, you have to have a basic command over Linux command line, and a programming language like C++ or Python, and even a Linux system or a Raspberry Pi or any other headless device running which can run on Linux. And like you can communicate between different languages, like you can communicate between a Python script and a C++ using ROS, or any other languages like that. There is ROS support for many other languages. You can include OpenCV, you can include LiDAR sensors or any other like navigation systems, or you can use IMUs. And there is a lot of codes and a lot of navigation stack with ROS, and there is a big community. So if anyone is interested in building like complex systems, it will be easier if you are using ROS. And to learn ROS, or to see what ROS is, you can look into ROS Wiki. Like it is a basic tutorial or the official documentation for ROS, like ROS Wiki, and there is the construct, a site which teaches ROS and some things like that. Okay. So anyone have any questions or something like that? Okay, then there is one more thing. Like I'm part of an art group called Chayam, and we are thinking into get into 3D printing. So if anyone wants to print 3D parts for any of your projects, you can contact me or the Instagram handle. And we are also launching some lithofanes, like if you like an X-ray 3D printer 3D printed thing, like for Valentine's Day, if anyone is trying to gift anyone, you can look into that. We'll be launching it soon. And if anyone is interested in 3D printing, or if you have a 3D printer that we can use, you can contact me. And
Yeah, thank you, Amit. Hope Amit will be there in our meetup. So if you have any doubt, uh, yeah, you can ping Amit or ask in our chat box or unmute yourself.
Okay, so we'll talk about the next person, that next speaker that we have. Next is Shano, and she's a CX intern at Cisco, and she's also an IT pass out. So I'd like to call Shano Chichi.
Am I audible? Can
Yep,
you
you
hear
are.
me?
Yeah,
Okay.
you are. You are.
Hi, all.
Hello.
How are you all? Fine? Okay,
Yep,
fine.
fine.
Okay. 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 I know a few here. I don't know a few. Okay. Nice. You guys are very thin. The pandemic made me like gain 5 kilos, and you're still, Filona, you're still thin. How come? Okay, fine. Uh, you don't know. Read a lot. Okay, fine. Okay, that's good. Actually, that's good. Okay, so I'm Shanu, like she said, but not a pass out actually. I'm a fourth year BTech student, currently a CX intern at Cisco. To tell about my internship experience at Cisco, I can't because only it's been 3 days. I joined on January 20th, so I don't have much to say about that. I'm sorry. But then I can tell you about, the placement, how I got into that. I think that will be informative, I guess, right? Okay, so I'll tell about the placement stuff. This year we got a lot of companies. I think first years are in this chat, right? Do we have first years here? We do, right?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, okay. So basically, you have companies like general companies and dream companies based on the package. So this year, they have said that below 6 lakh, it will be general, and above 6 lakh, it will be dream. It actually depends on the borderline, depends on maybe because of the pandemic, it just got decreased. Yeah, the salary packages are little less this time because of the pandemic. But no worries, when you guys pass out, it will be normal, I guess. And yeah, I'll tell about the dream companies are like Cisco. Then you have Zotti, Zap. Zap is like you can have MTech scholarship plus a job in their company, something like 2-in-1 offer. And then we didn't have Oracle yet. Maybe we'll have. I don't know. In general, we have a lot of companies. Even startup companies are approaching QSAT this time. And in case of opportunity wise, it's just the same. At least at this point, ourselves on the main campus don't have any difference. And then, yeah, this is about the companies. Yeah, the general companies like Infosys, Wipro, Cognizant, right? And for every branch, equal opportunity is given. Like we had good placement opportunities for what mechanical, triple E, civil, and all. So you don't have to worry about that, I guess. Now about the skills, like don't have any backlogs, at least at the time of appearing for the interview. But a few companies also said like 10 backlogs are fine, 5 backlogs are fine. So those were like small companies. They said okay, backlogs are fine, but then when you join the company, you need a degree or a certificate. Okay. And they also take your 10th and 12th marks into consideration, like 70, 60 to 70 percentage, and have a good CGPA above 7.58. It's a good thing to have a good CGPA. And even though you have you might have had previous backlog, it's not a problem. They are not checking about your backlog history, so you don't have to worry about that. So yeah, this is about the placement stuff, I guess. So now I'll tell about how I got into Cisco. So it's like the first round was an online test. So it had some technical questions, it had a programming question, and a few aptitude based questions. uh, if you are a good programmer, then I would say that out of 10, the difficulty level will be 4. It was easy. But then the technical questions were out of syllabus questions. So you need to know much more. Um, and the what aptitude is like the normal aptitude questions. And yeah, about Cisco, Cisco is basically a networking company, and it comes under comes under the Dream package. Uh, Networking in the sense not just fully networking, you have other fields in it too. So yeah, and the second round was interview, that is technical interview. So in this, they asked a lot of questions about networking actually. But then actually it depends. Like for me, two interviewers were there and in the interview panel, and they were fully asking me about networking questions. So yeah, I answered a few, I didn't answer a few, but they were really good. So it doesn't matter. But then when I asked another candidate, she said me that she was asked programming questions. Like you'll be asked to solve some programs and all, wherein your logical thinking will be checked. And a few others told me that they were asked about other subjects like operating system, database management, all those. And when these people asked me about my about the networking questions, they actually took the RQSEC syllabus, that is data communication and networking. I think the ITCS electronic students would have known that this syllabus was taken, and from that they asked me questions. A few out of syllabus questions were also asked, and I was expected to answer, but I didn't. But okay, that was not an issue, I guess. And then what? And then they also looked at my resume, and they asked me They asked me questions about my projects that I have done. So basically, what I did is in my resume I gave the Git link for my projects that I've uploaded. So they went into that, they saw my code, and then they asked the questions about that. And they also checked if I have copied the code from anywhere else. So that's how strict they were. And I would also recommend you people in your resume give links like this, because if you have genuinely done the project, then you have to put up that, because else they will just ignore that and they'll say, okay, that is just for showcasing. Maybe she wouldn't have done. So in order to build a trust, you can actually give the links. So it's good, they'll interact more about the project and all. So yeah, yeah. That was the first round. The second round was about managerial round. Managerial round in the sense they'll test your leadership skills. The usual interview questions like what is your weakness, what is your strength, why should we select you, why do you want Cisco, what do you know about Cisco, and something like that. They also asked about how I have done my projects as a team. So basically, when you try to do projects, do it as a team. Don't, because that's what they expect in a company also. Don't be an individual player. Be a team player. They'll ask questions like, what kind of difficulties you face during doing the project and something like that and all. So you have to be able to answer that. um yeah, then they just asked a random few questions like that. The third interview round was HR round. That is like asking if this work location is fine, this will be your role, this is what you're going to do if you get into Cisco, something like that. So this was the selection process of Cisco. So I'd like to tell a few points which I think you should take into consideration. First is your communication skills. I'm not talking about your English skills or the language skills. I'm telling about the communication skills. That is, no matter if you don't have a good accent or grammar, it's not at all a problem. But be confident enough to deliver the content that you're trying to say. So that is very important. That's what I felt. Then the second thing is technical. When it comes to the technical side, um, actually, 7 people were selected for this company. 2 from IT, 2 from CS, 2 from EC, and 1 from Triply. So it was actually like, okay, this person, I think, might not have much exposure towards programming and all, but even then, that person was selected. So, what that is something really great, I felt. So it's not just about your technical skills. That's what I'm trying to say here. So have one programming language base. I recommend Python. Everyone are using Python nowadays. Java is also fine. Then the other fields that you are interested in, maybe web development, app development, whatever it is. And one main thing is like, if you people don't know, like maybe some people are in a dilemma. Should I choose that? Should I go into this field? It's absolutely fine to be confused. It's actually great to be confused. Just make use of your time in your college to touch and taste every field so that you will know what you actually want to do. So that's even I don't know if I want this networking thing or not. I'm really not sure yet. I'm really not sure if I want to do this, but still I'll have to take my time in knowing all these stuff. So it will take time, and it's absolutely fine if you are in a state like me. It's absolutely fine. So then what to say? To the first years, uh, probably the first batch who haven't been ragged yet, but you will definitely come to the college and we'll rag you. Okay, I'll not be there maybe, but definitely the seniors are tough seniors, I guess. So they'll have to rag. Salman is the best, okay? In ragging, I'd say that. Right, Salman?
No, that's not true.
That is not true. Okay, fine. Whatever. To the third years and second years, I really miss you guys a lot. We'll meet soon. I hope to meet soon. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know how this pandemic is gonna take us till where, till what. But yeah, that's it. Okay, that's it. Thank you. If you have any questions, you can ask.
May I ask?
You can ask.
So, how was Kusek? How was Kusek supporting you as a student in IT in Kusek? How was their support from their side?
CUSEC was supporting, I would say actually CUSEC syllabus is fine. It is actually fine. We might say that no, we need more exposure, we need more, but I would say that it's fine. Maybe you're not seeing it, maybe you're not giving it a try. You have to, there are plenty of opportunities that our college is providing, and outside we are also having plenty of opportunities. Just be sure to try it and use that opportunity. And if you take IT syllabus, you will be having 4 projects. Actually, these 4 projects are enough for you to know what you actually want to do. Like you'll have 3 mini projects and 1 main project. So these 3 mini projects will cover app development, database, web development, game designing, multimedia, all these things it will cover. So actually it's a good syllabus. So in this way, actually only by doing these projects I got to know a lot. So I definitely recommend do the project, don't skip it, don't push on to that leader person of the group and okay you do it. No, don't be that way. It will really it is not a good thing. Actually, you have to do it, be a team, do it as a team. Obviously you'll be split into teams. So yeah, and teachers are nice. A few teachers actually went away. Even our tutor Donna ma'am, she left and it was really bad. We got new teachers. Okay, we are trying to mingle with them, but not like the IT staffs. Okay, don't tell it to anyone. Okay, Salman, you know that. Okay. Yeah. Our IT staffs were the best actually, but they are gone. So we can't do anything. Then in other ways, yes. This is one thing that I felt very bad about. You can apply for any company, any like without a limit. But QSAT is not like that. If you get into a dream company, like if you get placed in a dream company, you cannot apply for any other companies. And if you get placed in a general company, you can only apply for the dream companies that are coming, and you can then stop after that. So that is kind of I can say it's a good thing and a bad thing. Good thing in a way, like what others are also getting the opportunities, but bad thing in a way like maybe you can't get promoted to the next package level. So that was a thing. But otherwise, QSAT is supportive. I don't have any negative comments about that. Any other questions?
Okay, Chechi, there's a question in the chat box. You may see that.
Exam I've given, yeah, I've told, right? For the first round was online test, that is aptitude question. I don't remember the questions actually. They covered the aptitude programming side, and for the technical side, they asked questions about electronics, then the basic IT subjects like database, operating system, all those that. Uh, it was actually very hard for me, but yeah, I gave it a try. And the other technical questions what they asked was actually, Cisco is mainly known for switches and routers. So they asked plenty of questions about what is switching, what is routing, what is the OSI layers. I think you second years would know about it. I mean, second and third years. And then what is that? What is the difference between switcher, router, hub, gateway, blah, 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 blah. So all these questions were asked. I answered a few. I didn't answer a few. My interview was very great actually. I was really lucky that day. I would say that 20% of luck was also there that day. So I think any other questions? No, right?
Shanoji, I do have a question. Like Cisco, was Cisco your first company which you had interviewed with?
Yes, Cisco was the first. Previously, I got
Awesome.
into yeah, I had a chance for like Infosys. Like I think you guys third years will be getting chances from May itself. Sometimes you will have competitions that these companies organize, like in the form of hackathons or whatever. And if you or coding competitions, like some programming questions will be asked. So if you clear that, there in that also you will have rounds. So if you clear those, you will get a pre-placement opportunity with that company. So make sure you use that opportunity. So I had one with Infosys using Hack with Insight, I guess. I don't remember. But then by that time Cisco came, and then I got into it. So I was not able to attend for that, but no worries, I got into this. Yeah. So that was my first and that was my last. So I don't have much experience in interviewing and all that. Just that day. That's it. Anything else?
Can you share a bit about the work culture at Cisco?
Work culture at Cisco, I told you, right? I joined only on 20th, and I've never been interacting like physically with those people. It's just virtually I saw those people and all. So in my internship is for like 6 months, like till July 2nd. I'll be having some CCNA training, DevNet training, Python 2 days training. Today I had Python, and then some other training. I don't remember all those things. But what they are doing is they are teaching from the basics, because you have people from all the fields over there. So they are teaching programming from the basic, networking from the basics. So you don't have to worry. Just get into the company. Rest they will do it. Okay. Yeah, and yeah, even if you like to get into Cisco, but if you couldn't, then you can take the Cisco certifications like CCNA. CCNA stands for Cisco certification for I think network associate. I don't remember. Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Now
Yeah.
we can.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you have like CCNA, CCIE, definite lot of certifications. If you go to Cisco's portal, then you can see like you can complete the course, and then you can take an exam which will be in some kind of center. You'll have to pay for it, I guess. I don't know. So if you couldn't get into Cisco and you really badly need networking and Cisco, then you can take these exams. Those are like some basics of what you have learned in networking, and a bit more like simulation labs. Like you will be doing practical sessions. You'll be covering all those things. So yeah. Work culture in Cisco was a question, right? Okay, work culture. People are really sweet. People are really helpful. I think there are a lot of other extracurricular activities that can be done while being a Cisco employee. They just mentioned a few. And then one more thing, you can take leave on your birthday. Actually, that's a very important thing. You'll get public holidays as leave, and then Christmas 1 week or 2 week off. Then sometimes the CEO of Cisco will declare just a random day as take leave employees, so we can take leave, and then on our birthdays we can take leave. Something like that. That is Cisco's workspace, work culture. Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, one more. Like, would you mind briefing a bit about CX role? Like, I wasn't aware of the role
Yeah.
CX.
The role, I've not been practically into that role, but what I know is CX stands for customer experience. Something like if like contacting, basically an interaction with the customer. If there is any bug, if there is any security issues, or if they ask for a new product, that okay, I need this kind of product, I need a router with this kind of specifications, something like that. Or they might say like, I want you to guide me through how to do this and something like that. You actually in CX, you have different units, subunits. So I don't know which one I'll be into. You'll be like having service provider, data center collaborations. I don't know the rest, but you have something like these. So it's not purely networking. You will be like, there is software development side also, coding side. Mm, then yeah, basically customer support kind of thing. But then there is also a place for innovation, putting your ideas forward, creation, inventing everything. It is there. It's not purely customer side. So that is CX, or that's what I know about CX. Anything else? Somebody, what would be a suggestion for third year on confusion whether to go for development? See, actually, even I don't know development or coding. I don't know. It's up to you. You will know right what you like the most. For me, it was like, yeah, I like solving problems in programming languages. So I think coding was nice, but then still I wasn't sure if that is my thing. So you will discover it yourself after a few years, maybe after you, like I said, taste everything so that you will know what you want to do. I tasted everything and I'm still tasting. So let me see if I can take it fully. How you manage balance between learning and college? Okay. Basically, I'm from IT department, meaning you can take plenty of leave. I mean, like teachers are very friendly, so you can have a lot of spare time and all. Yeah, and yeah, learning. What would I say? Uh, I don't know how to answer this question between learning and college. Involved in all college activities. Being a fresher, you have to involve more, I would say. Okay, you guys are missing a lot of opportunities, I know, but it's okay. We'll compensate that for later. Learning, yeah, just work hard. For the time of learning, you learn. When you want to play, you play. Just go with what you like. For me, it was like I spent more of this learning thing before exams, and more of the fun things in the rest of the time. I think that's what I did. I don't know how to answer that question. I'm really sorry. It's like what fit for you, you do that. That's it. Okay. Anything else?
How to crack these pre-interview rounds before the interview? Like, how do we crack these pre-interview rounds?
Pre-interview round, you mean the programming, the online test and all that?
Yes.
Hmm.
So what was exactly asked to you? Things.
What was like? I don't understand.
I mean, the topics and all which were covered, in those
Yeah. For my
pre-interview
case,
tests.
yeah, for me it was like I told you, right? What the aptitude questions were asked, programming questions. Programming, in the sense, you will have a list of options, like any language. In any language you can solve that programming question. That question will have sample test cases and hidden test cases. So make sure you solve all the sample and at least a few of the hidden test cases, so that will be good. And aptitude side, you can, there are a lot of like, what to say, lot of books on aptitude. You have a lot of sites giving some questions on aptitude. You can try that. Try now itself, you can try doing the aptitude questions. Like some questions are like what would have learned during our school days, like in our 12th. Time, work, distance, two trains are going, two trains are coming this way, relative velocity, relative speed, those kind of questions are also there. Okay, so you have to actually practice that. Don't just blindly take it. Yeah, I know everything. No, just practice the aptitude questions. Then as for a technical side, um, you can take sample questions. Always Google is like vast. No, you can just type in for this company what are the sample questions asked. Try them, so you will know what kind of questions are asked. For me, it was, I don't remember the questions, but I remember that I was not able to answer all the questions. Those were really tough. Like EC from electronic side, they asked the name of the chip, I guess, something like that. I don't know. Then about what we learned, not what we learned, more than what we learned. So like out of the syllabus, they asked all the questions. Um, then I haven't taken a lot of online tests actually. As I told you, only for Cisco I tried. So I don't know much about the other things. Just what you make use of Google, try a lot of sample questions, see what they're looking for, and if see suppose Cisco is a networking company, then mostly their kind of questions will be based on networking, right? So prepare accordingly. Okay, am I answered? Like have I answered your question?
Thank you.
Welcome. So anyone suggestion of any book for aptitude and other pre-rounds? Yeah, there is one actually. But I don't know. I'll tell the books. I don't remember the names. I'm really sorry. I think Arihan Publications. I don't remember. I'll tell the name to Salman. He'll put it in that group of yours, Hack Club, anything. I'll tell the books that I use. Okay. I'm in first year. Greenfield. Yeah. Hi, first year student. No, I didn't understand what you're trying to say. I'm in first year. Oh, what?
C++ only for Cisco.
What? I don't understand.
Somebody wrote here, like some first year person is knowing C++ only for Cisco. It's okay.
Actually, I still didn't understand. Salman, can you clarify what?
Actually, I didn't get the question. Could you repeat that, please?
I asked you question from first year that is like knowing C++ will be okay for Cisco. That is my that is like
Learning C++
knowing
is okay for Cisco. You're asking like that. Yeah, actually, they haven't told anything like you should know this language, you should know this language. No, they didn't say anything. Just solve the programming question. That programming question can be solved using C, C++, Python, PHP, and all those programming languages list that you have. That question can be solved using any language that you like. I mean, or what you know. And as for Cisco, I'm given Python training. So what I have come to know is that they are using Python language. So I can suggest you to learn Python so that it will be a much more like a plus point when you do your internship because you will already know everything. So see, you're a master. So yeah. C++ is enough for taking the exam. No worries. Learning Python is better. Have I answered your question? So do we have a time limit for this meeting? Zoom calls, Zoom meeting.
No.
Okay, then that's it from my side.
Okay,
Any other
Chichi, last question.
questions?
Chichi, last question. All I want to know is your college experience. We have done with all this placement, your internship and everything. Just tell us about your college experience. No?
College experience. I
And
miss
I'll
my
ask the
college
same to
right
Amit
now.
Dutta also, so be ready, okay?
Okay.
Yeah,
so I
you
will
may
start first. Yeah. I miss my college. First thing, I miss my college. Second thing, I miss it so badly. Yeah, it's like from third year half, we left college, right? So experience in the sense first year. Okay, I'm basically a Tamilian from Kanyakumari, Tamil Nadu. So I had some issues with Malayalam, speaking Malayalam. But then, yeah, right now I'm good. I think yes, right. Salman and TJ, my Malayalam is good, right?
Yes, you can write very good words in Malayalam, I guess.
I guess okay. Okay, but see, there is a year gap, no? So I lost a little bit of that. So I have to get back on you guys to teach me again. Um, as for the experiences, very nice staffs, friendly, nice seniors, very nice, adipoli seniors. I miss them a lot actually. We couldn't give a good
Juniors too,
farewell
right?
to our seniors. What?
Juniors too.
Yeah, juniors too. Very
What about Satwa?
they respect me a lot. My juniors respect me a lot, you know. They always call me Chechi. They don't call me with my name. Right, TJ?
Right, right.
Yeah, all right. Okay. So what I felt, what it was more what to say, I loved what I love the most is that even though I was, you know, from another state, I nobody showed that kind of difference to me. They were really kind. You people, Malayalis or North Indians, everyone were really kind to me, and I really liked it. This was supposed to be my farewell speech, yeah. I hope you guys can give me like you will give me a farewell, right?
There will be
Juniors, third
farewell.
years.
Yeah, there will be farewell for the 4th year.
We couldn't give one to our seniors. That's really bad because we were really close to them. Yeah, we couldn't. So next, what? Satwa. Satwa is
Hmm.
like the biggest victory for us. I know TJ and Salman, you people are missing. You have missed this year, right? But that's fine. These people were really good in supporting during the Satwa time and all. It was really nice. Then college experience. Yeah, I can see a list actually. So I'll better let Amit bro talk. I think that will be good. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, I'll ask Amit to come here again, please.
Yeah, well, college was really fun. I miss everyone right now. There is nobody here. I can't meet anyone. College was really fun. Like hostels were fun. All the events were really fun. And when I joined, there were not much club activities and all. But now I guess like everyone is doing really good with the club activities. Like the community is really good now. First year it was not like this when I joined. I miss everything. That's all. Like Kutanad itself. That's all. Not much. Hey, so can you like for the third years and fourth years, you guys like meet each other's now, like online classes, right? Do you see your classmates?
Yeah, online classes. Sometimes we even call each other,
Oh,
but it's not like the college. College atmosphere is much different. Like
yeah.
we are playing cricket and all, volleyball.
Hmm. Right, right. I guess it will open soon, right? Like next month or something for the exams, offline exams, right?
Hmm.
Okay, I'd like to thank you both of you, Shanu Chichi and Amit Etan. Thank you so much for joining this and sharing your experience with everything from placements to robotics, everything. It was just amazing. So, anyone, anything like to share about anything, to any topic, you can just speak up. Anyone, any freshers out here, first years, even you guys can also speak up. You can also ask some question from us. Okay, then I guess this is the end to our session. I guess everyone enjoyed it. It was informative to everyone. So thank you so much for joining. You may leave.